All right, everyone. Welcome to another It's a Tech Tip webinar. We do these live every Thursday. We do a 3:30 session, and then we do a 4:30 session to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to join us. And so today we have Mr. Herman Seifert, and he will be sharing the powerful PowerBuddy inside of Schoology. If you have any questions, you can definitely drop them in the chat. But you can definitely unmute yourself and stop us and ask your question so that we can clarify anything that's being said during the webinar. This webinar will be recorded, and we will go ahead and post this on our website. At the end of the session, you will get links to everything. So I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Seifert.
Hey there, everybody. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I know it's on your own time, so we appreciate you guys spending some of that with us and agreeing to learn about a new tool. And that tool today is called PowerBuddy. As Jesus shared, it is an AI tool that is integrated into Schoology, and it is only a tool available to teachers. So students don't have access to this tool. It's meant to assist teachers with creating content for their students and helping with their workflow and things that they need to do as educators. And no matter where you are in Schoology, you should have access to this tool. And you might have even noticed it before. In the main menu here, in any of your Schoology locations, groups, courses, there's this little P up here, a purple P, up on the top right there. That is your PowerBuddy tool. So to access it, all you need to do is click on that little P, and it should open up all the PowerBuddy tools that are available. So as we scroll through here, you'll see I've actually used one of the new features in PowerBuddy, and that is to create favorites. Because they do have quite a few templates here for you to choose from to help with finding them and to not have to scroll through this all the time to try to find the one you want. You can actually hit the little heart here, and that will sort it to the top as your favorite. So one of the things I like about PowerBuddy is that it's great for people that are new to AI or not sure how to use AI or if they want to use AI because it's easy to access. It's meant for teachers. They have all these templates created for you that are for the classroom or for communication with parents and students. And so it kind of streamlines everything to maybe what teachers are going to be looking for. And on top of that, when you go into each of these tools, there's already some sample um, lessons and activities for you to choose from. So even if you don't know how to start or what to write or what to consider, they'll give you some prompts and examples for you to kind of experiment with and even kind of edit those. So as you work with it, you can become more familiar and even create content without even not really sure what to put. And then you can kind of learn at your own pace. So I wanted to go through and show you guys a couple of examples. But please, as we go through here, if you have any questions at all, just unmute yourself and ask. I'm okay if you stop me or put into the chat, and Jesus or one of my other colleagues will interrupt me and let me know the question. But I want to make sure that addressing any needs or questions you guys have as we go, and not necessarily wait till the end. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of tools that I think are really useful for helping with your workflow. One is a translator, so you can take texts that you've created and then translate that for parents or guardians or even for your students. And so you can see I've hearted this one. And so when I open that up, it might keep what I've already included in there, which is a nice feature that it remembers what you created the previous time. Because I did want you to see that they have these examples generated for you. And so you can click that in there. And so you can see what the prompt would look like for that particular example and choose between those. And then you'll notice that here you can even choose more than one language. And so if you have maybe a couple of students in your class that speak different languages, or at least their parents are more comfortable in languages other than English or Spanish, You can translate this one text into a couple of different languages. And so the one I chose here is to communicate about absence, share, and have translated the languages that I want that translated into, and then hit generate. So it'll take everything that's been entered as far as text and then translate it into the two languages. So from here, I still have the ability to come up in the top right-hand corner here and choose to edit. And so if I feel like there's mistakes or something I want to change, you'll notice here that in the text, since I'm generating it generically, there was not a number entered for absences or the student's name. And so I could click that edit and come in here and hand type that in, the student's name and the number of absences for both of those languages. So you can make those changes and then hit done when you're finished editing. I can also come back and make changes to the text. Maybe I want to add a sentence or change the way it sounds, and then select to regenerate, and it'll take that text and then regenerate it again with the changes you made in the prompt into those two languages. But once it looks the way you want it to look here in this PowerBuddy area, you would just select copy and it'll let you know that it's copied it to your clipboard. And then you can paste that wherever you need it to be in your Outlook email, in a Word document, in a Google document, or wherever you might want to be sharing it with the parents and guardians. So that can be really helpful. You can also actually have an actual tool for family communication, which is meant to help generate um, communications that would go home, right? So let's say you want to send something for picture day, right? And so in this case, you don't need, since it's not a translation, it doesn't need the exact text, right? You just tell it, well, this is the important information that I want to create a letter to send home. This is the audience that I'm generating it for, and then select to generate, and it'll create the text for you. Then you could copy that and then paste it into your translator, right? So it's generated all this for me. I can still come up here and click edit because I don't want to leave it as your school name, right? Or maybe I want to add my name to that. And so I can change that, make that change. I mean, you can change the size of the font and bold and all of those kind of things with your editor there. When you're done with those editings, you just save that and then click copy. And again, it's on your clipboard. So now you can paste that into any tool. But what I really want to do is show you how to use PowerBuddy to create content for your students. But before I jump into that, does anybody have any questions so far?
No, this is really cool. Looking forward to seeing a little bit more and much appreciated.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So I'm going to go in now to showing you some of the, like lesson ideas or activities that you can create for your students. Um, the one of the ones that I really like is differentiated passages. Because what you can do is give it an idea of what kind of material or passage you want created. And it does ask for a standard or an objective for the description of what the text should reflect. And then you would choose your grade level. And then it'll generate text that is at that grade level, but then also below and then above that grade level. And so that kind of makes it helpful for you to create content and differentiate easily for the students in your class. So I'm going to go with the high school text on animal group behaviors, which is like a science skill. So right here, you'll see in the prompt, group behaviors of ocean animals include 4 short answer questions for increasing rigor. It does have a standard. So in your case, you would want to make sure you include a Texas standard, and then it's going to be at the ninth grade level. Anytime it has a little square here, a box for the answer key, I always choose to select that with the knowledge that I can always click edit and remove that later. Once I copy it, delete it so that the students don't see that. I'm going to leave it like that and go ahead and choose to generate. So it could take some time to generate, but once it does, you'll see I have my at grade level, my above, my below. And then I'm still able to hit the little pencil up here, right, in the top right corner. And I can still go in and make any changes that I feel maybe I should make based on, what I know my students need, right? So you can see I have my at grade level passage. The below grade level passage is going to include the same important information, just less text, less words. And then the above grade level is going to go into a little bit more detail. And then it does include the questions here that hopefully will help with rigor. And so all that's generated for me. And I still, right now, I'm in edit mode. So I can go in and make any changes to what is generated for me that I want to. Or I could even go back and maybe I feel like that at grade level passage isn't quite where I want it to be. So I can even choose a different grade level to scale that up or down and then just choose to regenerate. Once it looks the way I want to use it, all I have to do is hit copy, puts it in my clipboard, and then I'm free to use it wherever I might want to use that. So I really like that one just because that can take some time to generate on your own. And maybe you don't even really like what it creates, but at least now you have like a starting place and you can add and adjust based on what it's already provided you. So you're not really having to create all that content from scratch. And that's really what I think the big benefit to using AI as an educator is to not have to start from scratch from all these kind of tools.
And Herman,
So
I like how you could definitely change the prompt and, maybe for high school, we're thinking about a longer passage. So I can say things like, no less than 600 words or no less than 900 words so that they have a little longer passage, even at the three differentiated levels.
exactly. Exactly. And really, another feature here with Power Tools is, what I've been showing you so far is from the menu here from wherever you are in Schoology, but it's actually available in some of the materials that you would use. So if you go into your course, if you're administrator of that course and click on Add Materials, you can actually access PowerBuddy through Add Assignment, Add Discussion, or Add Page. So I'm going to show you a little bit what that looks like. I'm going to start with add discussion. So once that loads, you put in your name here, and you'll notice that in the description over here, there's that little P again, and that's your PowerBuddy tool, but now it's available within the assignment. So whatever I choose here, the difference is that it's going to allow me to insert it directly into that Schoology material that I'm creating instead of having to copy paste. So let's say I want to do maybe a word problem for math. So let me choose that one. And let's say maybe in this case, I want to use like an actual standard. So here I have a fifth grade standard for math, right? So I'm just going to copy that directly from the curriculum guide that's posted in the district Schoology group, right? I'm going to paste that over here. It's going to be fifth grade. And let's just do 3. I do want the AND key, and then I just hit generate. So I took the standard directly from the curriculum. I just pasted that in. I put it in there twice. We'll see what it generates. Okay, so it gave me 3 word problems here with an answer key. And so it just quickly generated that. And now I know if I need to, I can just click on the edit button here and I can change any of this information that I might want to change so that it reflects exactly what I want the students to be working on. If I feel like it's too challenging, too hard, I can go back and scale that by choosing a different grade level or just change it myself. But at least I'm not having to come up with word problems from scratch based on this standard or I have to go looking for it from some other resource. I can just create my own. In this prompt here, you can even put in to include like names from students in the classroom, so it seems personalized, or you can have it include something that you're studying in another content area to kind of make it cross-curricular. So there's a lot of options in that. And then since we are now in the add assignment for your materials, you'll notice down here in the bottom right, now it says insert instead of copy. So when I choose that, it's going to insert it directly into the description of the assignment. I still have the option up here on the top next to my edit option there to copy to the clipboard. So I can still take this and put it in whatever tool I'm using it to get to students. But if I am using Schoology, now I can just select insert and you'll see it adds it directly to the description. So really the only thing it's not going to do is grade it for you. You can take a grade from this assignment, but you'll have to read what the students submitted and answered to that and grade it yourself. Before you save this or create it, you're probably going to want to remove the answer key and put that somewhere so you have access to that. But I do like how that feature is available through this add materials option. So add materials, the add assignment is one. It's also available in add discussion. Looks exactly the same. You create your title. You have your PowerBuddy here as a part of the description. Let's say we want to do a discussion. So we're going to add a discussion activity to our discussion. It just kind of makes sense, right? The symbolism in Great Gatsby is one of the examples that they have here, but know that you can put in whatever content needs you have or describe what you want the conversation about and then copy paste the standard in there to create your own discussion type questions. But I'm just going to use that and leave it at three questions and then hit generate. It's going to generate some content for me here. I have my three discussion questions. Know that you can still go in, hit that edit button, and I can kind of change that, change the title. Maybe I don't want it to be about theme, but something else, and adjust some of these questions. Hit you're done editing, and then I can still copy to my clipboard. But if I want to use it as a part of my discussion in Schoology, I just hit insert, and then it'll put that directly into my description here. And then all I have to do is click create, and then the students can go in and answer those three questions as a part of the Schoology discussion and have conversations back and forth with each other, like comments and things like that. And then the third option here, remember it's add assignment, discussion, and then add page. So you also have, it looks exactly the same in the add page. And when I hit that PowerBuddy, remember, it looks exactly the same. So whether you access it from that main menu or from one of the add materials, the menu of options is going to look exactly the same, right? And there's an option here for proofreading. I like that one because, that's a skill that most students don't get practice at, right? If they're typing in a Word document, the Word document tells them all their grammatical and spelling errors. So this is a skill that maybe they need some work at. And so I can choose one of these here examples, or I could type in my own prompt in grade level of what kind of errors I want the students to be looking for. I'm going to do a college application with spelling misspelled words at the 10th grade level. And then I just hit generate. And so then it's going to generate content for me, a passage for them to read and figure out where the errors are. And then it does give me the corrected passage, right? And so the students would have to read this and find where the spelling errors are. One thing you might want to do is copy it so you can paste it somewhere to have the corrected passage. And then maybe go in and unbold the things that are bolded and make changes like that or make the font larger. You still have the ability to do that through the edit. And then once you're done, you just hit the insert. So now it's inserted as the body, the content of the page. And even here, I can make further edits while it's in here because I still have access to this menu here where I can change the font here. I can insert links to parts of the text or embed a video of something that kind of relates or adds theme to what I'm trying to share with the students. And so you have a lot of options when you're using PowerBuddy within Schoology. So you can access it from the main menu here. You have your PowerBuddies tools here. And then under your add materials, if you're an administrator of the course, you can also get access to those same tools through add assignment, add discussion, or add page. So I don't know if anyone has any questions about that. I know it was kind of quick, but I did want to try to show you at least some basic things that I feel are important in PowerBuddy. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff in there, and so I encourage you to go through and click through the ones that kind of catch your eye. There is an AI resistant assignment generator that you know tries to create lesson activities that make it harder for students to use AI to cheat to get answers. There's a group work generator. So when you tell it like these are how many kids are in each group, it'll try to generate jobs for each kid with the knowledge that you can still go in and change the names of them or what it's called. And so there's a lot of different ideas in here, including using labs, creating a lab. So you got these materials, but you're not in the standard, but you're not sure how to make it work. You have options to a lot of different things like that within PowerBuddy.
Well, I think I'm liking the lyrics generator.
Yeah, we can click into that one. Where was it? There it is. So we will rock you for types of rocks. Did you want to do that for eighth grade?
Sure,
We can
sure.
generate that. Will you sing it, Jesus, if I make it?
No, not really.
No? Okay. All right, so there you go. You got your we will rock rocks. I don't know, I might change that. But it works, right? Metamorphic, sedimentary, igneous with examples of those types. I mean, that works pretty good. So if you have like a karaoke machine and you're access to one, that might be a fun way to help kids remember the types of rocks.
I can imagine them, creating this and then, having to deal with like, Shakespeare sonnets or something like that, where,
Mhm.
or we talk about the greats, the great writers of a certain time, where it would create lyrics based on their work or their products.
Mm.
So there's so many things you can do with this. It's just amazing. All the tools that are available in Power Buddy already making it a lot simpler, I think, easier than trying to just go to ChatGPT or even, Google's tools or Microsoft tools. You actually have things you can start off with that that should be able to help you at least get started.
And remember, unlike some of those other AI generators, it's not searching the entire internet to gather its data. And so sometimes that can be a hindrance, but I think in this setting, it can be beneficial because you're less likely to get misinformation and things like that because it's kind of limited. Where it's pulling its data from is from Power School, and so it's kind of in this case anyway, especially if you're just starting out with AI, it can be helpful to have maybe some guardrails on for you until you're able or more comfortable with exploring some of those larger AI generators.
Awesome, Herman. Does anybody have any questions for Herman and this amazing tool, Power Buddy?
Oh, someone's already created a bell ringer. Awesome. I love it. And
Well,
that's a
go
great
ahead.
way to use it, right? I mean, I'm glad you shared that because, sometimes bell ringers and exit tickets are, you if you're doing it daily, that's a lot to create. And so having a little buddy to help power you through on that can be something that's great for your workflow.
And definitely that's what we want you to do. We want you to experiment. We want you to, try some things. Know that we are available to assist you at your campus. You do have your instructional technology specialist. And I believe right now, as of this moment, it is not Mr. Herman Sievert, sorry. It is Chris Sherman who's assisting us over at Franklin High School. And he is very knowledgeable as well with Power Buddy and especially with Schoology. If you know Chris Sherman, he is the pioneer of Schoology from many many moons ago. Since before we even started this job, he's been pushing Schoology and then Power Buddy, he got right on it. Herman got right on it, and it's been a really neat tool to present. And I love how it's so easy to use, and teachers can just take off with it, which is pretty amazing. I want to thank you both for joining us. I'm going to drop a few links in the chat The first one is our website. And so if you wanted to watch the recording of this video, or you wanted to share the recording of this video with your colleagues and say, hey, this tool is pretty neat, you want to check this out, you can definitely do that there. The other link is our course catalog. Yes, we have this, the link to the I.T.S webinars. It's Detective webinars there, but we also have quite a few online courses that you can take on your own that are self-paced. You can complete them for CPE credit, or you can just take the course. Join the course to grab information from the course in case you forget how to do some of this. And last but not least is our attendance and survey link. Please fill that out so that we can give you credit for attending the session, and also so you can let us know how we did, how Herman did, what he can do to improve. We always are looking forward to your comments and helping us make these sessions better. Thank you so much for joining us. If you don't have any further questions, once again, thank you, and we will see you around at hopefully the next It's a Tech Tip webinar. Have a great evening.